What's going on, guys? It's Hannah. MLB The Show 21 has finally dropped, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a pinpoint pitching tips tutorial. Now, I know a lot of people, when they stop by my streams and whatnot, they say, hey, you're really damn good at pinpoint, and I know a lot of you guys are out there struggling right now with it, so I figured I'd take my time to go through. There's a lot of new players this year and even some returning players that want to know, how do I get good at pinpoint pitching, as it's one of the best new features that have been added into MLB The Show. Now, before I hop into custom practice to show you how you pitch with pinpoint, essentially, you want to make sure you go under pitching and you use pitcher interface pinpoint pitching, obviously. And it doesn't really matter what pitching view you use. There's always some sort of personal preference. I use strike zone high. I know some people like to pitch from a camera angle that's behind the pitcher, so you can kind of see the ball break out of their hand better, and it feels a little more realistic as if you're watching it on TV. But for me, I like using strike zone high. I just feel like I can locate better that way, and it makes it as if I'm at the plate, I can see how the ball is coming in and how I would react at the plate as well. So here we are. I'm in custom practice at my created stadium that I made. I have Corey Kluber on the mound. I feel like he has a decent pitch mix, so I can show you guys how to throw some of the best pitches in the game with it. But some of the basic tutorials, I'm going to put the ball, say, up and in right here with this sinker. This gray area that's around the baseball, when you get a good or a perfect release, that is where that ball is going to go. So even if you get 100% accuracy and a perfect release, the ball's not going to go exactly where you're going to put it. It's going to go within that region of where you put it, and that region is based on pitchers' attributes such as control. Now, I know a lot of people struggle with doing the motion, how fast they have to do it, how slow that you have to do it, and just when to flick down. So I'm going to put up here, this is where you're looking. When it's doing that motion, like so for the sinker, it's going, yeah, I got to go this way. It's going like this, how it's going down and then up. The speed that it's outlining the ball is how fast you have to outline it. So you can't do it as fast as you want to. You can't do it as slow as you want to. You have to do it at the exact speed that it's showing you in the preview, essentially. So I'm going to give it a try here and show you guys how to do it. So when you go down, see on 94% accuracy, perfect release. Now, I was 94% accurate. I was a little bit early on the release, but it's still considered perfect. So I got the motion down. Now, when to release the ball is essentially when the pitcher's supposed to throw the ball. It's simple as that. But the best way I do it, I don't look at the pitcher itself. You're going to notice this. I'm going to try to put the ball right underneath it. You see this little blue circle that's moving where when I put the ball? So if I go to the right, that blue circle is going to be over there. Down the middle, it's going to be in the middle. You put it to the left, it's going to be on the left. That's pretty self-explanatory. But when you start that motion and you're holding the analog stick up at the top, there's going to be another circle around that blue circle at the bottom. And when the two overlap is when you have to flick down. So for example here, I have 100% accuracy. Now, I'm going to try this again here. I'm going to get 100% accuracy. And when these two overlap, now, boom. I was a little bit late on that one, but it's within a region of where it's still going to be considered perfect. And that ball went basically exactly where I want it to go. And the greatest thing about pinpoint, it is the most accurate form of pitching in this game. So whether in years past, most players say you use meter or pure analog, they really nerfed the hell out of pure analog this year. That's what a lot of good players use. It was the preferred method before pinpoint came into the game. But there's a lot more RNG as to where the ball can go. But here's the cutter. I'm going to flick now. Boom. Look at that. It went exactly where I want it to go. And the more that you guys practice with this, the easier it's going to become. And I know, for me, I couldn't do this for like the first half hour to the hour when I was playing on the beta and whatnot. I was like, what the heck am I supposed to be doing? But once you figure it out and you figure out how to do the speed for each motion, it's going to be so easy for you guys, and it's going to be the best pitching method this year, and you definitely want to learn how to master it because you're going to be able to dot up your opponents, and it's going to make it easier for you to win games this year. But another thing I want to mention is this is Kershaw. This is Kluber's curveball. Now, this is on Legend. There's going to be more RNG for this circle depending on what difficulty you guys play on. So the harder the difficulty that you play on, there's going to be more RNG for certain pitches. So this is, say, how about we do the sinker, because this is Kluber's primary. This is the gray area for his sinker on Legend. Now, I know a lot of guys, especially some new guys, you're going to be playing the majority of your games probably on All-Star and Legend, or All-Star and Huff, excuse me. Look at the difference between All-Star and Legend. This gray circle, it's basically going to go exactly where you want it to go when you get 100% and get a perfect release. Like, that ball is absolutely dotted, and nobody's going to be able to hit that on a lower difficulty that's not that good at the game. So I'm going to throw a front door cutter here. Boom. Like, nobody's going to touch that. It's going to be so easy to use Pinpoint on these lower difficulties because it's going to go basically exactly where you want it to go if you get that good release. No one's touching it. Now, what's a little bit more difficult is I'm going to do team practice here, and I'm going to pitch with Kluber out of the stretch. So I'm just going to throw 4 balls here. All right, so what I did is I wanted to show you guys how it is out of the stretch because it's a little bit more difficult for certain pitchers. It's going to be a lot easier for someone who has a long wind up to the stretch, I guess you can say, or just a long, when they take their time going to the plate, if it's not something that's really quick. Kluber is kind of decent. He's not too slow, but he's not too fast, I would say. So it's not too bad to pitch, but some guys you kind of have to do the motion a lot faster, and it's going to vary pitcher by pitcher, and it's what's going to create a skill gap with Pinpoint pitching as well, because it's not going to be the same for every pitcher, and you're going to have to master how to do it. If you're good with one pitcher, you're going to have to learn how to do it with another and another and another, and that's how you're going to become really good at the game, is being able to pitch very well with multiple guys, and no matter who's on the mound, you feel confident with. So I got Mookie on first here. Kluber's going to be in the stretch. I'm going to throw a sinker low and away. You're going to notice you're obviously going to have to flick it a little bit sooner because he's in the stretch. Now, my accuracy wasn't good there, but I still got a perfect release, and it still pretty much went where I wanted it to go. So I hope I went over everything that you guys wanted to see. If you guys have any other questions, make sure to drop a follow on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, and I will try to get back to any questions that you guys have. Past years, I've been a top 10 player in MLB The Show. So I've been regarded as one of the better pitchers in the game. If you guys have any questions, I'd be glad to try to help you guys out. I know there's a lot of new players this year, and I know a lot of people want to learn how to use Pinpoint. I'm very excited to be able to use this on Legend against some very good players this year, because last year it was really hard to pitch, especially with balls hanging all over the place. But this year I feel confident on the mound. I feel that I'm in control of the game almost at times, whereas last year I just kind of felt wonky in a sense that I didn't really know how I can control the game from the mound, which is my strong suit. I've always been a better pitcher than I was a hitter. So it feels nice to finally have that confidence back, knowing that I can dot kids up and knowing that I can keep them to a minimum while I'm going to score my runs. I know that I can limit somebody to a certain amount and know that I'm going to be good for 99% of the games that I play. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want a hitting tips video, I batted like 365 last year lifetime. I finished top 5 in ranked seasons a couple times last year as well. So if you guys would like to see that, I'd be glad to try to put out a hitting tips video for you guys. But that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you drop a follow here on YouTube, as I'm going to be trying to post some gameplays throughout the year. I just unlocked Big Poppy, so you guys might be seeing a Big Poppy debut soon here in ranked seasons. I appreciate the support. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.